In today's video, do not go anywhere because I want to show you what really is better between the Canon R50 or its older brother, the Canon M50, and explain to you why these two cameras are awesome. I'm so excited to do this video. The journey of these two cameras has been amazing and terrific and interesting and all that sort of jazz, but today we're going to look at the Canon M50 versus its younger brother, the Canon R50. So much to talk about these both cameras. I'm going to talk about the one I know best, the M50. For those of you that have not watched me already, I'm Dave from TVR Creators and I make weekly content on the best cameras for hobbyists and people who are starting out in photography or video. If that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. So we're going to take off the lens cap. This is a Canon M50. For those of you that don't know, this is still, in the time of this video, a fantastic camera. This is why. Interchangeable lenses. It is a mirrorless camera, which basically, that's partly why it's smaller and it uses no mirrors. And this is why it's just easy to use, nice and light in the hand. And with these interchangeable lenses, you can just take off the lens. It usually comes with a kit lens, which is usually 15 to 45mm. And there is a lot of a mixed opinion about the kit lens of any camera, but I personally have found these brilliant. I'm using one of them today to film this video, and I've been using these sort of kit lenses for the last sort of 4 years, and I've found them perfectly fine for filming most of my videos or taking some nice photos. But obviously, the fact you can change the lens, which means you can use, you can actually use an adapter to get sort of different types of lenses. But these cameras, they're a bit limited, but they do have different types of lenses, which are really handy. But something I really like about these is the fact it's just press record and off you go. Because I come from a background where I used to use, like, you know, camcorders. So I like the fact you can just put into video mode and press record. Now obviously you can play around with shutter speed, ISO, and get that perfect shot. But you know, for people like me, I prefer to do that in post when I'm doing my editing. Why do I like this camera? So it has a lovely flip screen. Turns around there, you can see what you're doing. So for many of us creators, we're the directors, we're the cameraman, we're the editor. So it's nice to be able to see what you're doing. And you're thinking, Dave, I can do that with my phone. Well, you can, but I love to have something to film or take photos with that's separate from my phone, and you're not getting bing 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 by social. Yeah, I love it because it makes you feel more professional. It's separate. You're not thinking about your phone when you're doing your recording, and that's what makes this camera really nice. Now this is a 24 megapixel camera. It does take some really nice photos and really nice video, and to be fair, I'm actually using an M50 now to record this video, so you get the inkling of what the video looks like. And I'm using an external microphone. Now going from that, it does have a microphone jack, which makes it really nice to improve the audio. It does have an internal microphone, which is helpful, but the fact it has an external microphone jack makes it really upgradable, if you will. So you can use a shotgun microphone, which you stick on the top like I'm using at the moment, or you can use a wireless microphone, a lapel microphone. I actually said that right. And that just makes it, you know, half of all our videos are audio. So if you can get a nice microphone, that would just, you know, that's the full game. And I massively recommend some sort of tripod. I've got one here. This is just a 15-20 pound one. I'm actually using a more professional one just because it just feels nicer. But if you can get one that's sort of a level a bit higher than you, that's my massive recommendation. Now what you get with these cameras, you tend to get the strap, you tend to get a battery charger. Usually comes with some sort of lens. Sometimes you get two lenses thrown in depending on what deal you've got. Now one little power tip I would share with you about the M50, for those of you that don't want to spend the earth, you can get one of these now for the time of this video for about $400 or $500, maybe even cheaper than that if you look around second hand. Just make sure you check the supplier because I don't want you to get ripped off or scammed. Just make sure they've got lots of good feedback. It's always a risk, but you know, you will get some good deals, and I've actually bought a couple of cameras doing that on things like eBay and whatnot, and I'll tell you what, I've got some really nice deals. What else to tell you about this camera? Well, obviously it does take nice photos. You do have a viewfinder for those of you that just prefer to do that because you get more specific view of what you're going to see, but I just like to use a touchscreen. It is a touchscreen, which is really nice, and obviously you can play around with all the different settings and get that really nice perfect shot. I have a few friends that like taking really nice photos. I've got a few family members that have been asking about cameras recently. So, you know, if you don't want to spend the earth, I would massively recommend the M50. So if you're getting value from this video and you're enjoying the content, please give us a like and a share and subscribe to this channel. Now let's talk about the younger brother, the new toy of the family, the Canon R50. M50. Starting off with taking off its lens. This mirrorless camera is a fantastic camera from Canon. It feels modern, agile, it just looks nicer, looks more professional. I absolutely love this camera. I've made a few videos with it now, and this is why I'm so excited to do this awesome comparison video of these two cameras, the R50 and the M50. And I love this camera. This is a 24.2 megapixel camera. It takes really nice photos, really nice video. Now the main difference is it does have a flip screen. You have to pull it from the top rather than the side. And it turns around, nice little flip screen that does everything the M50 does but better. Both of them record in HD and 4K, which is really nice to see. What's really cool about this, it has a few more features making it more sort of movie style. I've also noticed that it does things a little bit better. The colours are a little bit more crisp, I've noticed. Now it does have an 18 to 45mm, so you might have to change it to a pancake lens, or you know, I've found it alright, but if you're in a small space you might want to mix it up a bit. But you know, as I was saying earlier, I've been using these kit lenses for the last 4 years, and I personally find them fine for video anyway. But obviously because it's got a bigger mount, it means you can have a wider range of lenses to pick from with the R50, making it better. Now its record limit is a good strong hour. Or if you want to be really precise, it's like 59.9 minutes or whatever. But that basically means you've got more time if you don't want to cut the video and stuff like that, or you're doing podcasts. You can stream with these cameras with HDMI. You can do that with the M50 as long as you have the M50 Mark II, because the Mark I doesn't have that feature, or it's a much more complex to play around with. Now because it has a mic jack as well, obviously that means you can upgrade the video. Well, upgrade the audio with a shotgun mic, a lapel mic, wireless mic. Just bear in mind that wireless mics are a bit more expensive. And it does all the little features. I like the fact that this sort of the wheel button, if you will, on the top is a bit more sort of clearer. It has pretty much similar settings, but they're just a bit more bold and easier to see. The record buttons move slightly, which is cool. For those of you who want to use this for photography or take photos with this camera, it does have a nice little viewfinder which sticks out a little bit differently. I noticed the flash is easy to pop up on the R50, which is nice. And because of the viewfinder, it's a nice way. But obviously if you like me and you can obviously use a touch screen if you will. It has lots of cool little movie features and stuff like that. Now obviously in the bag it will come with a strap, a battery. My power tip, if I haven't said it already, which I think I have, is make sure you get a spare battery, a tripod, get a decent SD card, that sort of thing. Actually, in the time of recording this video, my SD card actually ran out halfway through filming, which was funny. But you know, I definitely recommend a couple of them. And you know, I tend to have the batteries on sort of like, you know, one's been charged, so if the battery runs out, I've done that loads of times, I've just, you know, the batteries ran out halfway through filming, I quickly knocked in the other one, put that one on record while I'm filming, and off you go. It's just handy, especially if you're out and about, that sort of thing. But it just feels nice, you know. Which is heavier, which is lighter? I don't know, I'd probably say the R50 is maybe a bit heavier, but then again it has more modern tech in it, so you know, it's a bit more clever, the sensor's a bit nicer, does everything a little bit better. It does take some really nice, and you know, basically, you know, so what would I say was better then? So if you want to save yourself some money, you're not bothered about having the latest thing, you don't mind about the record limit because like me, you're going to edit your videos anyway, then I'd still recommend the M50. But if you want to future-proof yourself, you want really good 4K video, you want a camera that's up to date, does everything the best it can do, I would massively recommend the Canon R50. It's a fantastic camera, really nice to hold. I've been really enjoying using this camera. It's a really, really nice camera. Absolutely love this camera and could not recommend it anymore. Obviously, if you've got any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask your questions in the comments below. Not go anywhere, because if you've got value from today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and why not buy us a coffee? Link is in the description below, just like all the cameras I've used today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and in a moment, do not go anywhere, because I'm going to leave you 2 end cards, which you can probably see already that are floating around, that are going to give you even more value. Thank you so much for watching, and remember always, when you leave this video, remember, you guys rock.